Imagine this just for a second. You wake up, and there is absolutely no alarm clock blaring in your ear. There's no boss waiting to yell at you. And best of all, there is zero anxiety sitting in the pit of your stomach about how you're going to pay the bills this month. Instead, you just calmly sip your morning coffee and ask yourself, well, what do I actually want to do today rather than where am I forced to go? Look, most of us dream about this kind of life, but it's crazy because research shows that surprisingly few people ever actually sit down to mathematically define what financial freedom even means for them. We kind of just think of it as a game of pure luck or maybe something that literally takes 30 to 40 years of nonstop grinding. But actually, scratch that. There is a specific psychological shift and a very concrete framework that can massively shorten that timeline. We're talking down to just 5 to 7 years. So in this explainer, we are going to unpack the proven blueprint that maps out this exact journey.
So let me ask you, are you stuck in that daily cycle? You know the drill. Waking up, sitting in an endless commute, working a job you might not even really like, all just to pay off yesterday's expenses. It kind of feels like forced labor, doesn't it? If we ignore the strategies we're looking at today, we literally risk staying stuck in that exact same 9 to 5 traffic jam for the rest of our lives. But there is a way out, and we are charting that ultimate escape plan right now. Okay, let's dive right into this roadmap. We're going to cover 4 main steps. 1. The fake wealth trap. 2. The 5 stages of freedom. 3. The 25 by wealth rule. And finally, 4. Building digital assets.
Section 1. The fake wealth trap. The illusion of riches. Before we can even start building true wealth, we have to stop destroying it. And this right here is absolutely crucial. It's the single biggest obstacle that keeps 90% of people completely broke. The middle-class trap of fake wealth. Think about it. As soon as someone gets a new job or a tiny bump in income, what's the very first thing they do? They rush out and buy an insanely expensive smartphone, or they finance a brand new car on a massive loan, or start eating out at these overpriced restaurants. We basically end up buying expensive things on loan just to impress people we don't even know in traffic. But guys, there is a massive, life-altering difference between looking rich and actually being rich. When you buy a car on a loan just to show off, you instantly become a slave to the bank. You are forced to go back to that job you hate every single month just to pay the EMI. Looking rich traps you. Being rich, having investments, a fat bank balance, and actual peace of mind, that is what sets you free. The author Morgan Housel hits the nail on the head in his book, The Psychology of Money. He says, wealth is what you don't see. And wow, that is just such a profound statement. True wealth isn't the flashy car. It isn't the designer clothes. True wealth is the unspent money. It's the funds sitting securely in your investment accounts and your bank balance, giving you total, unshakable security. So if you want financial freedom, rule number 1 is simple. Stop showing off and start focusing on building real, invisible assets. Section 2. 5 stages of freedom. Where do you stand? Hitting a massive goal is always a journey, right? And this specific journey has 5 distinct milestones. As we walk through these, I want you to actively ask yourself, which stage am I currently in? We start way down at the bottom with stage 1, dependency. This is where you rely entirely on others for money, like your parents. Or maybe you're just so deep in debt that your whole paycheck goes right to paying off what you owe. Stage 2 is solvency. Okay, so now you're standing on your own 2 feet, paying your own bills without borrowing, but by the end of the month, your bank account is totally empty. Then we move up to stage 3, breathing room. You're finally saving a little bit. If you lose your job or have a medical emergency, you actually have a 2 to 3 month emergency backup. Moving up, stage 4 is financial stability. Now this is a beautiful place to be. Your yearly expenses are totally secure, you have 0 bad debt like those awful credit card loans, and you sleep soundly because you've got a rock-solid 6 to 12 month financial cushion. And all of that builds up to stage 5, the ultimate goal, financial freedom. This is the magical point where the returns from your invested money, whether that's from stocks, real estate, or a business, comfortably cover your entire yearly expenses. Your money is literally working for you so you don't have to. You now work purely for passion and joy, never just for survival. Section 3. The 25x wealth rule. The magic number. Now you're probably thinking, okay, this sounds totally amazing, but how do I actually know the exact amount of money I need to reach that final stage? Like, what is my exact freedom number? How do we calculate that specific cash target so we can step off the hamster wheel for good? Well, it actually comes down to a surprisingly simple formula. So the crucial point is figuring out your baseline. Let's do some quick napkin math and plug in a realistic example.
Say your monthly expenses are 50,000 rupees. First, we just multiply that by 12 to find your annual expense, right? That gives us 6 lakh rupees a year. Now, to find your absolute freedom number, you take that yearly expense of 6 lakhs and you simply multiply it by 25.
Boom, and there it is, 1.5 crore rupees. That is your freedom number. If you hit this number and invest it properly in places like index funds or mutual funds that yield around 12 to 15%, you can safely withdraw 6 to 8 lakhs yearly, forever. Literally, your original capital basically never runs out. It is incredibly empowering to finally know your exact target, isn't it? Now, I know what you're thinking. Getting to 1.5 crore sounds insanely daunting, but that's exactly where the eighth wonder of the world comes in, the magic of compounding. If you just save a little bit today and invest it, yeah, it might feel like absolutely nothing is happening at first. But a wild fact about compounding is that it actually does 90% of the heavy lifting in the later years of your investing journey. Over 5 to 10 years, that money creates this massive snowball effect. It just multiplies. So please, do not hoard your cash under a mattress at home, put it in the market, and let your money give birth to more money. Section 4. Building digital assets, accelerating the journey. All right, here is the harsh reality we have to face. Relying solely on savings from a traditional 9-to-5 salary is usually just way too slow. If we genuinely want to hit that massive freedom number and achieve our 5 to 7 year target, we absolutely have to accelerate our journey. And the good news? In today's digital age, you do not need a massive office or millions in startup capital to launch a business. The mobile phone or laptop you already own is literally the only factor you need. You can dive into content creation, maybe using AI tools to run faceless channels for ad revenue. You can master high-demand digital skills, things like graphic design, video editing, or copywriting. Or you could even generate passive income through affiliate marketing and e-commerce. These are incredibly accessible pathways to create multiple streams of income.
This idea fundamentally shifts how we should view our free time on weekends and evenings. Listen to this closely. Your job pays the bills, but your side hustle buys your freedom. Your salary keeps you alive today, but those digital assets you build in your free time, those are the exact vehicles that are going to transport you to a life of total, lasting independence.
Yes, for sure, this path requires a lot of discipline. But putting your head down and doing 5 years of really focused work to be completely free for the rest of your life, that is vastly superior to just accepting 40 years of forced labor. The roadmap is right in front of us. Calculate your 25x number, escape that fake wealth trap, harness the absolute magic of compounding, and launch that side hustle. The math is proven and the tools are literally sitting in your pocket right now. So the only question left for you is, what will you do with your very first day of true financial freedom?